Have you ever wondered why some people can make others say yes effortlessly, without manipulation, pressure, or even asking directly? Yet when you try to ask for something, her time, her attention, or even her heart, it suddenly feels complicated. You don't want to be pushy, but you also don't want to be invisible. So how do you create that natural yes, where the other person wants to agree, not out of pressure, but because it feels right? This isn't a trick in the usual sense. It's a psychological principle rooted in how humans connect, trust, and open up emotionally. Understanding it transforms not only how you relate to women, but how you communicate with everyone. Today, connection often feels like chasing a shadow. Texting, waiting, talking, yet sensing a gap between what you feel and what she perceives. Many assume it's about looks or charm, but most of the time, it's about psychological safety. The human brain constantly asks, am I safe with this person? Before love, before attraction, before desire, it all begins with safety. When someone says no or pulls away, it's rarely dislike. It's a signal that consciously or subconsciously, she doesn't yet feel safe. The opposite of pressure is emotional safety. Every meaningful connection, romantic, friendly, or professional, relies on micro moments of trust, moments when the mind says, I can relax around this person. Neuroscience shows our brains contain mirror neurons, which mimic the emotional state of others. If you feel anxious or guarded, others unconsciously mirror that energy. If you feel grounded, calm, and authentic, their brains sync with yours. Thus, influence isn't about words. It's about creating an emotional state where saying yes feels natural. The difference between two identical questions can be staggering depending on emotional framing. One man asks casually, want to grab a coffee sometime? Another frames it with calm curiosity and connection. I'd love to get to know you better. You seem to value real conversations. How about coffee? The words are similar, but the emotional context shifts the response. People react not to what you say, but to what they feel when you say it. Anxiety carries uncertainty. Calm curiosity carries confidence. Frame interactions as offering a moment of connection rather than hoping for a yes. This removes pressure because people sense when they are being sold to versus seen, and the mind says yes when it feels seen. Emotional reciprocity is another key principle. Humans are wired to respond to the emotions we receive. A genuine smile prompts a smile back. Vulnerability invites shared openness. This is how trust is built, not through persuasion, but through authenticity. To foster connection, model emotional openness. Speak from truth rather than performance. Instead of saying, I really like you, which seeks validation, say, I enjoy being around you because you make it easy to be myself, which offers honesty. Honesty fosters reciprocity and draws people in. Many believe attraction is about pursuit and effort, but pressure triggers the brain's threat center, the amygdala. Any expectation can create resistance. The antidote is non-resistance, being present with a no without taking it personally. By respecting boundaries, you become the safest person in the room, and safety paradoxically builds attraction. A story illustrates this. A man on a date was told midway, I don't think this will be romantic for me. Rather than reacting with rejection, he smiled, said, that's okay, I've enjoyed your company, and continued calmly. 3 days later, she reached out first. His lack of resistance made her feel free, and freedom fosters closeness. Emotional contrast is equally important. Light feels brighter after darkness, warmth deeper after cold. Relationships thrive on this contrast, mixing depth with levity, seriousness with playfulness, sincerity with laughter. Authenticity isn't about being consistently serious or funny. It's about showing the full range of your humanity. When someone feels you can hold space for them while also sharing joy, they feel safe to say yes. Attraction thrives on emotional range, not perfection. The mirror effect reinforces this. People trust those who reflect their emotional world. By acknowledging feelings rather than giving advice or judgment, you signal understanding. A single empathetic response, like that sounds tough, I'd feel the same in your place, can achieve more than 1,000 compliments. Feeling understood allows others to relax, opening the emotional gates. Most people make the mistake of trying to impress rather than connect. They aim to appear interesting instead of being interested, and attempt to prove worth rather than express truth. The brain quickly detects incongruence, a confident claim undermined by a tone begging for approval, or a calm claim carried by tense energy. True connection occurs when words, tone, and energy align. The most magnetic individuals aren't flawless. They are present and congruent. This principle transcends romantic scenarios. It's about emotional leadership and inspiring trust by creating a safe, grounded, authentic presence. It begins with self-acceptance, allowing yourself to be seen, flaws and fears included, which encourages others to do the same. Connection then ceases to be a strategy and becomes an energy. Be the person whose energy communicates. You're safe to be yourself here. That is when yes becomes effortless. Practically, start by grounding your energy before speaking. Breathe. Remind yourself, I'm here to connect, not impress. Lead with curiosity rather than validation. Asking questions that show care rather than measure worth, such as what makes you feel most alive. Normalize no by smiling, respecting it, and staying calm, which makes future yeses feel safer. Use emotional contrast by blending thoughtfulness, humor, and authenticity. Mirror emotional states to acknowledge feelings, fostering empathy and understanding. Consistent application of these principles shifts interactions from being forced to naturally collaborative. All humans share a fundamental desire to be seen, understood, and safe enough to say yes to life, love, and possibility. By prioritizing emotional safety over controlling outcomes, trust flourishes, creating fertile ground for yeses without pressure, games, or manipulation. You don't need to chase yes. Embody it through authenticity, grounded energy, and presence. When your energy communicates safety and reality, the world reflects it back. Remember, making someone say yes isn't about convincing, but about fostering safety, curiosity, openness, and humanity. When people feel safe around your truth, connection, trust, and love naturally emerge. The real psychological trick isn't charm. It's authentic presence and the creation of conditions where yes happens effortlessly, starting with you.